gonna plant the 200 acres of corn ground we have worked and ready to go. And then we're gonna switch over to beans and try to get the bean ground. I'm gonna take in soil finish, a little bit of bean ground. Then I'm gonna hitch up to the vertical till, and I got the cornfield right here by the farm that I'm gonna go and hit with the vertical till. I soil finished it yesterday, but I'm gonna hit it again today. There's a lot of clumps and all that. There was also manure in there, so I had the disc down all the way, trying to work it in on the soil finisher. So with vertical till, make a cleaner seed bed. We'll hopefully get that planted today. So over the last 2 days, I've gotten quite a few acres done. I'm probably approaching 400. So by the time I get done with the bean ground today, so we got a little bit to plant. But we were gonna run the whole night last night, but we just keep on having small little issues with this downforce, so it's kind of being a pain. I gotta run over to where Dad's planting right now because he has the grease gun, which was in my truck, and he has my truck with the fertilizer tank, so I gotta run over there and grease the soil finisher quick, and then bounce it over, just till that bean ground quick. All right, so Dad's over there, and I need to find where the grease gun is. Well, I forgot the tube of grease at home, so hopefully this thing has enough in here. So the reason we're going over this bean ground with the soil finisher before we go over with the vertical till is, for one, because it's rough. You can see the camera shaking around. This tractor is shaking around right now. I'm going pretty slow. And the reason it's so rough is because when we were tilling in the fall, deep tilling, we were deep tilling in frost, and we had our discs all the way down trying to chop up the frost clumps, but we actually brought the disc back up because otherwise those frost clumps were making a mess. They were rough on the blades, for one, and for two, the blades weren't chopping them up. It was just making the ripper bounce, and the shanks were not going into the ground. So now we'll raise the soil finisher up to 4 inches, so it just kind of levels over, because there are a lot of divots in here from when it was frosty. So all we're trying to do right now is level it off and get it smooth, so when I come in with the vertical till, I can still keep the 8 to 10 miles an hour like you should be going with the vertical till. And the reason we're gonna go over it again is because we do have a lot of stock issues. Granted, because everything was frozen, nothing was able to be incorporated very well. So we do have a little bit of stock management to deal with, or a little bit of stock residue over the top. So it's kind of making it a little bit difficult. It's not on all of our bean ground or all of the ground going into beans this year, but it's on, I think we got about 100 acres or so that I have to do this to. Well, not anymore. I did 60 of it yesterday, and then I got another 30 here. So 90 acres of this stuff that we're doing. So, well, my phone kind of ran out of juice, so I'm back on the GoPro here. I've been filming a lot with my phone. For one, it's easier because it's right in my pocket, and for two, the video is better, to me, has better quality on it for kind of vlogging and stuff. So but anyways, yeah, so we're gonna try to knock out the rest of this bean ground today, and then I'll probably vertical till it come the end of the week. But they're talking 29 degrees on Friday night, and we got corn in the ground. We're gonna keep putting corn in the ground. So the beans, though, we have some beans that are starting to pop out of the ground now, or getting pretty close to it. By that time they are, and this frost is not going to do any good for that. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not looking too forward. I'm not looking too forward to this week. It is going to be cold. Today was the first day of it being cold. Yesterday it was 75 degrees and sunny. I think that's a song, but it was really nice out yesterday, and yeah, now it's going to be absolute garbage for temperatures. out to Vertical Hills, some bean ground. Just putting in some corn on the middle field on the farm. I'm just headed over there to the bean ground, and we're gonna get switched over to beans here today. So this year has been very good for us so far. We're a little more than half done with planting, and we should be, if the weather keeps holding out like this, we should be pretty much done here in the next week or so. So this is absolutely awesome. Couldn't ask for really a better spring. We planted the first beans in the second week in April. As far as I've been around, I don't really think we've started planting corn or soybeans that early. So this is definitely an early start. It might even be done before we got started last year. So that would be really good, or it would be really cool, I guess. All right, now we're finally rolling. So I get a bunch of passes done, and then I had a hydraulic hose for that cylinder there break. So, and I noticed I have that one a little too tight. I loosen that up a little bit here in a little while. So I'm running a little behind here. Have to try and get ahead of Dad. Yeah, but we had to take and go and grab a new hose, or a new fitting. It blew. Where you tighten at the fitting, it blew that. So it probably was on too tight. Like, we've been having issues with that cylinder not seating properly, and still doesn't really seem to be seating the right way. So have my brother finishing up the last little bit of vertical tilling that has to be done for today, and then I'm headed over right now to take over for Dad in the planter. So that 50-acre field that I just got done vertical tilling, I'm gonna go over and plant that here in these two fields. I do not know if we're gonna get up to them tonight. After this, I got about 40 more acres to till, and we're done with all of our soybeans. We still do have a few soybeans to put in, but it's pretty much corn that's left, so. So the coloration in here, that's the graphite. So what's getting on my hands is the graphite. So that's the dry lube. 31,000 seats per acre, and got our downforce set for 70 pounds, and all's looking good there. This I have to go in and change all the numbering for this so it isn't red anymore, but that is on, it just, this chart here isn't. So, and then this is just for auto steers, so. But it's going good. Well, it ran out of seed. Just finishing up this field here. Got a few passes to go yet. Enjoying a killer sunset. Oh, we rolling. No, but it's good. It's this much closer to being done. We're not going to be totally done by May 15th, just for the reason that we got corn that's going onto some no-till ground, which it's getting no-tilled into rye, and that rye is going to be harvested, and it still needs some time to grow yet. So that's going to be holding us back there. We won't be totally done by May 15th, but we'll be pretty close. So my guess is we'll have about 100 acres left, 100 or so acres left. So not much, but still. Tomorrow we're going to keep pounding in beans. My uncle is working some land with his 245 and our soil finisher. We're gonna go plant that here Friday, and then tomorrow, which is Thursday, we're gonna take and try to finish up the beans on the ground that we have worked up. So it's been a decent, somewhat action-packed day, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.